So we've talked about reading and writing using the system and using files. This table is basically a summary of what needs to be done when you're dealing with the system and when you're dealing with the file. So we learned when we're using system, we use system.out.print, println, printf. When I'm reading, I had to import java.util.scanner. I had to create my scanner object to point to system.in, and then I used the appropriate method to read the data. So this is what we did before. Now in this chapter, we learned to use files. So if I wanted to write, all I had to do was import java.io. If I wanted to read, I still needed the scanner in addition to java.io. So scanner is always used for reading. And then I had to modify my main to have IO exception, to throw IO exception, throws IO exception, that's in reading and writing. Now, when I'm writing, I could have used just the print writer, but if I just want to, be concise and just always use two objects just to memorize it right, what you do is you create a file writer object, and that file writer is pointing to the file name, and you pass in true or false, the flag to use when whether to append or not. So true means it's going to append to the file. It won't erase the contents. False means erase contents and just start writing from the beginning. And then we create our print writer object that points to the file writer. And then we use the same println, printf methods on our print writer. And then we learned to close the print writer. So this was a summary of what we do to write to an object, to a file. Now, to read in from the file, we had to create a file and a scanner object. And then we would use a while loop that basically says, while my scanner has something next for me to read, I'm going to go and read it. And we would use the same methods, next int, next line, all that. And then at the end, we close our scanner. So this is a summary. I would highly suggest that you print it out and keep it handy so that when you're doing code, you would refer to it. I highly suggest you do not copy and paste code from existing classwork or whatever you're writing with me in class. Don't do that. Copy and paste will get you done and you'll finish the assignments faster, but you won't memorize the commands. And what we want to do is memorize the commands so they become second nature to us. So print this out, keep it next to you so that if you get stuck on reading or writing from files, you can use it as a guide.